Services Officer and U.S. Navy veteran, would like to welcome everyone to the 2025 Fort Bend County Veterans Day ceremony. Today, we gather to honor the brave men and women of our armed forces, past and present, whose courage, dedication, and sacrifice safeguard the freedoms we hold dear. This day also holds special significance as we proudly recognize the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, a milestone celebrating 2.5 centuries of honor, courage, and commitment. We extend our deepest gratitude to all Marines, past and present, for their steadfast service to our nation. At this time, if we have any elected officials present, would you please stand and be recognized? And thank you for taking the time to share this occasion today. Alrighty, thank you. It is now my honor to welcome the Honorable KP George, Fort Bend County Judge, who will be delivering today's welcome and opening remarks.
I know it is almost 1 o'clock, and first of all, thank you for being here. Today, we gather here in Fort Bend County, and we pause from our busy lives to honor the men and women who made a promise to stand with all of us, to protect a nation they loved more than their own life. And they loved. Each year, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we pause to remember the moment in 1918 when the gun fell silent on the Western Front and making the end of World War I. And what began an Armistice Day. I'm not telling you any history you don't know already, but I'm just repeating it. It's good to remember. A commemoration of peace that has evolved into Veterans Day. To our veterans, your courage is not something we simply read about in the history books. It lives among us. It lives in the quiet strength of a father who still wakes up early in the morning out of habit. It lives in the hands of grandmother that trembles when our national anthem is played, because she remembers the friends who never came home. And it lives in the eyes of a young veteran, still learning how to be home again, still learning how to set his burden down. Your stories are personal, and they are emotional, and they matter. Fort Bend County is home to 27,000 veterans from every walks of life, every faith, every background, every language spoken at home, but united in one single belief that America is worth defending. That freedom is worth the sacrifice, and also it worth even defending and protecting strangers. And not only we are defending this nation, and all over the world when you travel you see that we have made clear mark of our presence. Because of our mark, the freedom is there, and we know that. And you raised your hand when many wouldn't. You stood guard while the rest of us, including me, slept peacefully through the night. And you missed birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, first steps, and final moments, so that we could live freely. We can never repay that, but we can honor it fully, sincerely, and every single day. to the families of veterans, spouses, parents, children, and you serve too, along with your loved one. And you carried the unspoken weight. You waited by the doors, by the phones, by the windows. You learned how to be strong, even when the silence felt heavy. You have earned our gratitude just as deeply as our veterans. And to the families, those who did not return, we see you, we honor you, and we feel your pain and your pride and the legacy your loved one left behind. Their names, their faces, their laughter, their courage. And they're going to live in the hearts of our community, the Fort Bend community. Their sacrifice is forever written into the story of this county, our great state of Texas, and our great nation. We honor our veterans today. Let's also honor the work still ahead of us, because welcoming a veteran home is not the end of our responsibility. It is just the beginning. We must ensure that every veteran have access to healthcare, to mental health services, support, to employment, to our community. No veteran should be standing alone, not in Fort Bend County, not in anywhere in our nation. If a veteran is struggling, then we are not finished our work. If a veteran feels forgotten, then we have more work to do. Gratitude must live in our action, not in certain ceremonies. Today we stand together as the community, one family, one Fort Bend. We stand with you. We stand in love. We stand in gratitude. We stand in remembrance. We stand in a promise. To our veterans again, thank you. We honor you. We love you. This country, this county is better because of you. Not to mention this great nation is better because of you. May God bless you all. May God bless the families who love them. I should have said, may God bless our veteran, and may God bless the families who love them. And may God bless Fort Bend County, our great state of Texas, and our great nation, the United States of America. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, Judge George, again. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of colors by American Legion Post 294, followed by the invocation by Ambassador Dr. Keith Roll, United States Air Force, retired.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests and all veterans and family members and other persons that have gathered. Judge took away my thunder and giving some of the trivia, but anyway, let us pray. Eternal Father, creator of all mankind, today we observe in Fort Bend County and tomorrow, November 11th, the National Day of Recognition, what is known as Veterans Day. This is the 71st celebration since the inception of this legal holiday. We honor, salute, and pay special tribute to all veterans, past, present, and future, for their sacrifice and exceptional services to our country, America. They are known for their patriotism, duty, integrity, service before self, and excellence in all that they do. Their courage hardships, risks, and even loss of lives made to promote the American ideas and principles of peace, freedom, and democracy. As a civic and military community, we are called upon to be protectors of the freedom of religion, free speech, uphold democracy, defend our Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, to preserve the America way of life. The veteran's calling to serve as a professional and the military, courage, commitment, dedication, determination, and vigilance ensure that freedom, justice, and liberty rings for all. General Douglas MacArthur once said, "The soldier, above all other people, prays for peace, for she must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war." The military community today has a high calling to serve both God and country. By their demonstration, as well as the veterans, of virtue, discipline, selflessness, and courage, they are worthy to receive double honor. The Army motto, this will defend, be all you can be. The Marines, Semper Fi, be always faithful. Navy, always strong or courageous. Air Force, aim high, fight, fly, fight, and win. Space Command, always above, or the hunter. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge and honor the veterans of all veterans, Jesus Christ, the liberator. He is the captain, commander in chief of the Lord's army. He always leads us in victory and triumph. He paid the supreme price and gave his life as a sacrifice to make us wholly free and enjoy eternal life and live a life of abundance. To him, all veterans and our present day military, we thank you for your service and devotion. I pray this prayer in the name of our Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, in Jesus' name.
All righty, we'd like to both thank the American Legion and Ambassador Dr. Roll. Everyone, please remain standing as U.S. Navy veteran Mr. Gabriel Trevino leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem rendered by Mr. Jarrell Carter. I just want to thank you, Mr. Carter, and thank you, everyone. You may be seated. Next, we will pay tribute to all branches of our armed forces. So please stand when you hear your branch song during the Armed Forces medley. I just want to thank y'all for y'all's patience. It'll just be a few more moments, okay? It is now my privilege to introduce Fort Bend County Director of Veteran Services, Mr. Mark Ned, United States Army retired, who will introduce our keynote speaker.
Thank you, Brittany. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Good. Thank y'all taking up time out of your busy schedules to come today. We certainly appreciate you, and we love our veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our distinguished guest speaker today, Mr. Greg Bapps. Greg brings over 2 decades of federal service and a wealth of experience as a U.S. Coast Guard training officer, where he accumulated more than 15,000 hours of instruction in search and rescue, law enforcement, emergency management, and tactical operations. A certified instructor and seasoned field leader, Greg has commanded thousands of maritime responses, from life-saving rescues to high-stakes counterterrorism and drug interdiction missions. His 13 years as a tactical operations officer with the Maritime Security Response Teams included deployments across the Middle East, the Pacific, theater, and Western Hemisphere. Today, Greg continues to serve Fort Bend County with distinction, with his expertise in public safety, emergency management, rapid response, and leader development. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a dedicated patriot and true professional, my friend and colleague, Greg Bapps.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Good morning, or afternoon, I would say, everyone. My elected officials, man, all these wonderful faces out in the crowd of Fort Bend County, specifically our veterans, spouses, family members, friends, and honored guests. As Mark said, with that awesome introduction, it doesn't fare well to almost everyone I see out there in the crowd. But my name is Greg Bapps. I'm humbled to stand before you today in this Veterans Day. Not just as a speaker, but as a fellow service member, a Coast Guard veteran, and someone who, I would say, walked the decks, launched the boats, and answered the call. Today, I want to share with you my journey, reflect on the meaning of duty, honor, and explore the enduring legacy that each one of us helps carry forward. We had 3 tasks today on this Veterans Day that we were looking upon, so I looked back, I said, what is my journey in duty in action? When I joined the United States Coast Guard, I didn't sign up because I knew exactly where it would take me. I was just a young kid. I didn't know where I was going. And I signed up because I believed in a simple truth. When your county or when your country asks, you answer. And then I answered for over 24 years. Yeah. And worked my way all the way up to Chief Warrant Officer. I had the privilege to serve in roles ranging from surf rescue boat coxswain, with Matt Walker back there, small boat operator in high surf, to federal law enforcement duties, team leader with tactical deployment teams and maritime response units. I learned early on in that duty it's not just a concept. Duty is not just a concept. Duty is what happens at 3 a.m. when the alarm goes off, when the seas are breaking over your bow, when your deck and lives are depending on your training, your decisions, and your willingness to go. As many out there in the crowd to understand. Serving as a surf rescue coxswain taught me how to read the bar, how to understand the seas, and most importantly, how to trust your crew. Trust your weapon, trust your training, and trust your brother or sister next to you. When you're that close to the edge of risk, everything comes into sharp focus. Duty meant stepping into roles many would never see. I didn't even think I'd see them. Operating with Maritime Security Response Team West, preparing for direct action boarding teams, on chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, explosive contingencies, leading the tactical deployment team in the Western Hemisphere and the Pacific Theater. It was intense. It was hard. Yeah, it was just the Coast Guard. But it was a calling. And I know many of you in other branches and units understand that calling as well. So that's duty in action. Honor. Now I'll try not to get choked up in this one, because honor's the key. What does it look like? If duty is the action, honor is the quality we bring to that action. Honor is how we treat our shipmates. Here it is. How we respect the mission, how we uphold the values, even though no one is looking. When I was serving in Hawaii, I found myself on the bridge of a helicopter medevac over Maui. A 68-year-old woman had been injured on a cruise ship, needed to get off. And our crew scrambled. Even the helo guys. I remember saying, this is a textbook medevac, illustrating our operational readiness and our dedication to the people. But the words alone didn't matter. What mattered is that the crew trained, worked together, trusted each other, and they delivered. That is honor in practice. In every service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, heck, even Space Force, and the Coast Guard, honor is the common thread. It means we hold ourselves to a standard. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. We fight for what's right, not just because someone told us to, but because our conscience says we must. That's honor. And during our legacy of service, let's talk about that legacy. The Coast Guard traces its heritage to the Revenue Cutter Service in 1790. Older than the Navy. And the Life Saving Service. The motto of the Coast Guard Life Saving Service and SERPIN was simply yet, but profound. You have to go out, you don't have this. In 1915, the Revenue Cutter Service and the Life Saving Service merged to form the United States Coast Guard as we know it today. Every branch has its own storied heritage, but the key is this. The legacy isn't in names or flags alone, it's in each person standing here today, in those who came before us. It's in the countless unheralded actions. The rescue boat crew in the surf, the Marine platoon making that long march, the Air Force air crews launching in the dark, the Army medic in the combat zone. Our individual paths may differ, but our legacy is shared. When I think back on my service, I just don't think on the medals, the deployments, the accolades. I think trust was placed in me. That responsibility to be ready, to lead, to train, to serve this nation. And I think of you, all of you here who've done the same. Message across all my services. To my brothers and sisters in uniform, past and present, whether you were in the sand, in the sea, the sky, or now the cyber domain, your service matters. I was a coxswain, battling seas, and a tactical deployment leader, combating cartels and terrorism. Some of you were infantry in remote outposts, others piloting the skies, still others protecting critical infrastructure behind the scenes. Every mission adds up. The theme that ties us all together, duty, honor, legacy. Duty means showing up. I did my fair share. Honor means how you show up. Smiling every single day. Legacy means what I left behind, what you've left behind. It's not about who had the most glamorous patches or the longest deployments. It's not about rank. It's about the faithful to the watch, the faithful to your team, faithful to the mission. My charge to the next generation, looking ahead. I want to leave you with these three things I learned. 24 years. Kind of still doing it at the EOC. And they fight me on it. Train so thoroughly, when the chaos hits, you're no longer overthinking. You are the doing. In the Coast Guard, we surfed bars, launched in storms, interdicted smugglers, and responded to crisis. The best crews become the best because they prepare relentlessly. I live by that. Everyone looks at me in the EOC. When things are going off, they say, Greg, why don't you look stressed? You don't care? I say, because bullets aren't flying at me. And we're okay. And I have some training. And you have some training. Lead with the humility and courage, whether you're the newest recruit or the senior officer. Leadership doesn't always mean standing in front. It sometimes means stepping to the side, supporting, mentoring. I saw that every time I led the team. I had to trust others, empower the team, and carry the weight with them, and then pass it on. The legacy is carried when you teach the next watch. When I transitioned from active duty to civilian emergency management, I realized the mission didn't end. It shifted. And now I manage emergency resources for my county with the same ethos. And it applies. Readiness, support, community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Baps, for your powerful words and for your continued service to our community. At this time, Mr. Ned will present a letter of appreciation to our keynote speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Judge K.B. George and the Office of Veteran Services, I'd like to present Mr. Greg Bass with this signed letter of appreciation by the judge. Thank you, Greg.
As we celebrate the service of those before us, we must also remember those who cannot be with us today. At this time, Ms. Annette Whiteside, United States Army veteran, will conduct the reading of the missing man in the POW table ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you have arrived and begin taking your seats, you may have noticed a small table in a place of honor. It is set for one. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of our profession of arms are missing from our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. We call them brothers and sisters. They are unable to be with us this morning, and so we remember them. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing frailty of one prisoner alone against his oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. Remember, the single red rose displayed in the vase reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who keep the faith awaiting their return. Remember. The red ribbon tied to prominently on the vase is reminiscent of the red ribbon worn upon the lapel and breast of thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determinations to demand a proper accounting of our missing. Remember. The candle is lit, symbolizing the upper reach of their unconquerable spirit. Remember. A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember. There is a salt upon the bread plate, symbolic of the family's tears as they wait. Remember. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us this night. Remember. The chair is empty. They are not here. Remember. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember. Remember, until the day they come home. Remember. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Whiteside, for that solemn and powerful reminder of sacrifice. Next, we are honored to have Lieutenant Commander Sheltrick Peterson, United States Navy retired, share what it means to be a veteran.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome for being here. Thank you for being here, should I say. Okay, so what does it mean to be a veteran? This is something that didn't really resonate with me while I was serving on active duty, because I know some of you in this room do the same thing. We drew a distinguish, like, yep, they veterans, but I'm still serving. So we didn't think about it to that point, at that particular point in time. But being on this side of the spectrum, right, being called a veteran every day, it has a different impact, right? It does. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about what does it mean to be a veteran? All right, so today we gather to honor a group of people who have given more than most ever will, our veterans. They come from every corner of the country, different backgrounds, different branches, different jobs, but what unites them is a shared commitment, a willingness to put others first, to sacrifice comfort and safety, and to serve something greater than themselves. If you ask what it means to be a veteran, you'll get 100 answers, but all of them come back to one core value, values that stay with you long after the uniform comes off. So today, let's take a moment to honor those values through the word that defines them, veteran. V is for victory, not just battlefield victories, but the everyday victories that preserves peace, defend freedom, and protect the rights we all enjoy. Veterans stood to watch, day in, day out, to ensure this country remains strong and free. That's the kind of victory that doesn't make headlines, but it shapes our lives every day. E is for endurance. Serving in the military means enduring things most people never see. Grueling deployments, long separations from family, uncertainty, and constant pressure. Veterans carry those experiences with them and find ways to keep going. That kind of strength doesn't fade, it defines character. T is for truth. Veterans know the value of honesty. On the battlefield, in the barracks, or in the boardroom, truth is non-negotiable. It means integrity, accountability, and holding the line when it matters most. Veterans carry that code of honor with them wherever they go. E is for excellence. From boot camp to retirement, veterans are trained to do things the right way, not the easy way. Excellence is more than a goal. It is an exceptional, it is an expectation. Excuse me for saying my bad. I'm going to get it later. It's an expectation, and it shows in their careers, their families, and their communities long after they've left the service. R is for resilience. Life in uniform is tough. Life after service can be just as challenging, but veterans adapt. They rebuild. They help each other through. Resilience is what gets you back on your feet and helps others do the same. It's the quiet strength you only earn through experience. A is for allegiance. Veterans swore an oath. not to a person, but to a principle, to the Constitution, to the nation. That allegiance doesn't end at discharge. It lives on in how they serve their communities, how they raise their families, and how they lead by example. And N is for nobility. There is nobility in service. Whether on the front lines or behind the scenes, veterans don't serve for glory. They serve because it's right. Their actions, big and small, reflect courage, humility, and willingness to put others first. So what does it mean to be a veteran? It means living these values every day. It means continuing to serve even after the mission changes. Veterans are leaders, mentors, protectors, and neighbors. They are the backbone of this nation, not just in war, but in peace. So to every veteran here today, and to those who couldn't be with us, we see you, we honor you, we thank you. May we never take your service for granted. May we carry your example forward, and may we always remember that the strength of this nation lives in people like you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Peterson, for your inspiring words. We will now take a moment to honor some of our county employees and county veterans through a video collage presented by the Fort Bend County Judge's Office media team. Our next guests, United States Marine Corps veterans, Mr. James Crawford and Mr. David Woods, will share their heartfelt testimonials, what it means to be a Marine.
Good afternoon, friends. My name is James Crawford, and I served in the United States Marine Corps. I'm here today to answer a common question. What does it mean to be a U.S. Marine? It means the title of U.S. Marine is earned once and carried out for a lifetime. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Has never been truer words. It starts on yellow footprints. It's tested under weight and weather. and is proven when no one is watching. We live by 3 core beliefs: honor, by choosing what is right; courage, we move forward when others are moving away; commitment, we are committed to our duty and committed to leaving no man behind. We stand a little taller because of those before us, Marines like Chesty Pullard, who reminded us that being surrounded daily only simplifies the problem. That spirit lives in every patrol, every post, and every promise ever kept. It's the Eagle Globe and Anchor on our lapels and the weight of every Marine who wore them before us. It's I've got your 6 and its standards that don't bend. And when the uniform comes off, the mission continues. Marines continue to serve our family, our community, and this great nation that we all love. We mentor the young, we honor the fallen, and we live like other Marines are watching us at all times. There is no better friend than a Marine, and there is not a tougher foe than a Marine. To be a Marine is to stay always faithful to God, country, and the Corps. Thank you, and Semper Fidelis.
Thank you, brother. My name is Professor David Woods. I'm professor of computer science at Wharton County Junior College. When I first earned the title United States Marine, I didn't know exactly where this would take me. I just knew I wanted to serve my great and beautiful country. It made the road ahead, made change in many ways I couldn't imagine, but it also shaped me into the person I am today. Over the years, I've collected many degrees. I've got a lot of degrees, I've got a lot of awards, but the toughest thing I ever did, absolutely the toughest, was to attain the rank of United States Marine Corporal at age 20. That promotion was not about authority, about responsibility. It was about trust and honor of leading Marines. It meant that others had to believe in me, and I had to live up to the legacy of all those who wore the stripes before me. My service taught me that leadership isn't about the loudest voice in the room. It stands tall, and you have to when you're needed the most. It's about putting mission first, taking care of your people, and never backing down no matter how tough it gets. Every ribbon I wear carries a story of sacrifice, courage, and brotherhood. Some of the stories are marked with loss, others by pride, but together they remind me of what it is to serve with honor. I may not be in uniform any longer, but for my daily life, but the Marines inside me will always stay. The lessons, the discipline, the spirit of Semper Fidelis, they stay with me every single day. What my service means to me is simple. It gave me purpose, it gave me family, it gave me strength to overcome every challenge, both in and out of the uniform. I'll always be proud to serve as a Marine, and even prouder still to live by the words, always faithful. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Crawford and Professor Woods, for that meaningful and moving testament. At this time, we ask everyone to stand and join us for a moment of silence in memory of our fallen heroes, followed by the laying of the ceremonial wreath. Thank you. Please be seated as Mr. Jarrell Carter comes forward and renders amazing grace. Thank you, Mr. Carter, for that powerful performance. The reading of the Marine Corps Birthday Proclamation will now be delivered. Whereas on November 10th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress established the United States Marine Corps, calling for 2 battalions of Marines to serve as an elite fighting force. And whereas for 250 years, the United States Marine Corps has stood at the forefront of our nation's defense, faithfully answering the call to duty in times of war and peace. And whereas Marines have earned a proud legacy of honor, courage, and commitment, exemplifying the highest traditions of military service and safeguarding the freedoms and security cherished by all Americans. And whereas the United States Marine Corps has played a decisive role in historic battles from Belleau Wood to Iwo Jima, from the Chosin Reservoir to Fallujah, and continues to serve with distinction across the globe. And whereas the men and women who wear the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor embody resilience, discipline, and sacrifice, serving not only on the battlefield, but also in humanitarian missions and community support, always ready to defend our nation. And whereas on this 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, Fort Bend County joins in honoring past, present, and future Marines for their unparalleled service and enduring legacy. Now therefore, KP George, Fort Bend County Judge, do hereby proclaim November 10th, 2025 as United States Marine Corps 250th Birthday Celebration Day in Fort Bend County, and encourage all citizens to recognize and honor the proud heritage and continued service of the United States Marine Corps. In witness whereof, I've caused the official seal of the Office of the County Judge to be affixed this 10th day of November 2025, signed KP Judge, Fort Bend County Judge. So today, as we celebrate the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, we invite all Marine Corps personnel in the audience to please come forward as we recognize this historic occasion and conduct the ceremonial cutting of the cake. All righty, to offer closing remarks, please welcome again the Honorable KP George, Fort Bend County Judge.
I think you already had enough speeches, so I just wanted to say thank you. It is an honor and privilege to host something like this, and I just wanted to assure all veterans here today, and I just wanted to say, every time we have a monthly meeting with our Veteran Services Officer, Mark, and we sit down and talk about what we can do, how we can reach out to more people, what we can do better, because we owe it to you and your family a better life, better everything, and better access, and all that stuff. Our commitment to you all. The least we can do is, please, spread the word. We are here to help and support you all. And you should, as I said before, you should never be felt alone or isolated or nobody care that feeling. That is not good. And so we are here to work, and please, everybody get his, Mark Nett's phone number and all that stuff. Call him. Call him from today, and I mean it. Call him. And so we are here to help and support. Thank you for spending this afternoon few minutes with us. And, once again, it's an honor and privilege to serve you as your county judge in Fort Bend County. Once again, celebrate this day because it is your day. And I always say that I never had that opportunity to serve in any of our military or any of that defense force. But when I look at you, I understand. When I look at you, when I talk to a number of people in this county, served, like I said, 27,000 of them live in Fort Bend County. And, God bless you all. God bless this great county, state, and this great nation, United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge George. Everyone, please stand for the benediction by Ambassador Dr. Keith Roll.
Thank you very much. What an auspicious occasion. If you would indulge me for a few moments before I give the benediction, it's going to be an unconventional benediction. I was a chaplain in the Air Force after my enlisted days as medical, and then comptroller, being a budget analyst, and everybody on the base wanted to know me. But this beautiful symbol behind us, it was, I just want to give this stat. Texas has the largest vet population, over 250,000 in resident. And the theme this year is service to our nation. And this poster was designed by an Army vet by the name of Jeremy Carter. So I think Carpenter, so let's give him a big hand. And it is a tribute to celebrate you, the men and women in uniform. But we could not do it without the support of our families and without our local politicians. And we also pray for our commander-in-chief and our Congress and everybody at all levels. And this was a fitting ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to be here to render the invocation and the benediction. I was a little late because I just got off a plane this morning. I was born in the Bahamas, and they flew 20, I'm a U.S. citizen also, but born there, and they honored 20 vets of all branches of service. They paid our way, put us up in the resort, and took care of all of our meals, and a big celebration where the Prime Minister came and presented the Bahamians on behalf of the United States a plaque for serving. I know you all couldn't go to the sun, the sea, and the sand with me, but we salute you. As I close, like I said, I was an unconventional chaplain. It is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us free speech. It is the veteran, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to assembly. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the veteran who salutes the flag, who serves under the flag, and upon our death. Being a chaplain, I've done many funerals, and I've watched as commanders and other dignitaries presented the flag to the families of the deceased. So on this day, the 71st observance of Veterans Day, we want you to know that freedom is not free. God bless America. God bless each of you veterans of the various branches of service, and most of all, pursue peace.
Thank you, Ambassador Dr. Keith Roll. As we conclude our observance, let us stand in reverent silence for the playing of taps performed by Mr. Jarrell Carter. Thank you, Mr. Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Fort Bend County Veterans Day ceremony. On behalf of Fort Bend County Judge KP George and the Fort Bend County Veteran Services Office, we thank you for joining us in honoring the heroes among us. Please enjoy the Marine Corps birthday cake and Veterans Day cake and refreshments following the ceremony. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.